Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Lucian updated complete guide. But of course, before we really get into the meat of it, as my game starts lagging, as usual, don't forget to check out Lucian's basic guide that I'll put up in the cards above for his skills, learning order tips and tricks, as well as some combos. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the items. So as you guys can see here, this is actually what I feel is the best build for Lucian. Now, I actually have, I'm probably going to make videos on this, but I actually have the Bloodthirster with IE build. I also have like a Energized build like with Stormrazor first item that's pretty popular at the moment. But I actually think that this Duskblade build is actually probably going to be the best build for Lucian in my personal opinion. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about why that is the case in the gameplay, but I think it's pretty obvious that it's because of the burst damage. So anyways, let's jump straight into it. So first up, you still want to go for Gluttonous Greaves. Of course, gives you the Omnivamp as well as the attack damage. But honestly, if you want to go fully with the identity of this build, you could even go for Lethality Boots as your first item. But I really think that Gluttonous Greaves is very important because you really don't have a lot of lifesteal in this build because your Bloodthirster comes in very late, like second last or last item depending on where you want to build it, which you'll get into in a second. But I think Gluttonous Greaves probably better of a first item than Lethality Boots. Then we want to go for Duskblade as our first like full item. Now Duskblade of course gives you 18 lethality, 55 AD and 10 ability haste, and of course the amazing passive as well, which is of course the when it's up, when you attack an enemy champion, it deals bonus physical damage and slows them for a very short duration. And when you get a takedown, this passive refreshes. So this is pretty much just for the snowballing effect. Of course, you don't build IE anymore, and your crit, delaying your crit is not so detrimental. So going for your Duskblade as a first item is going to help you do a lot of damage in the laning phase and snowball the lane and the game. And then going with that burst damage, we're going to go for Charge Blade and Magnetic Blaster because obviously these two items can proc together and with the Duskblade as well. So you could have that instant burst, which you will see later on in the gameplay. Again, here you get attack speed, ability haste, crit, as well as getting, of course, the Sunburst passive, which whenever you cast abilities, you get the passive, which can, of course, crit and deal magic damage, which also gives you a very nice magic damage profile. And, yeah. So, another thing that gives you a very nice magic damage profile is the Magnetic Blaster, which of course gives you the increased range as well, and again, more attack speed and crit. So this is kind of a little bit of an awkward build, which, because here you get a lot of AD at the start, and then these two items don't give you any AD, which is not very optimal, but you do get a lot of burst damage from these three items. And then for the last two items, you're going to go for Bloodthirster, which again, you once again get a lot of AD, you get the physical vamp, the good stats when you're high on health, and of course the Maul Reminder for the Armor Pen and the Grievous Wounds. Now this is your ideal build order, but there are certain games like the one you're going to see later on that you need to build Maul Reminder earlier because you need that Armor Pen, then you can swap it around like that. And of course for the runes, it's going to be PTA. Now PTA is definitely Lucian's best rune. He procs it really easily and he does so much extra damage because of it. First Strike is viable, but PTA is just like better like 100% of the time pretty much, so you want to go for Empowerment. Brutal, of course, because you auto-attack a decent amount. And now we have Giant Slayer, of course, against the tanks. And then we have the Bloodline, just for a little bit more healing. And here I like to go for Sudden Impact to give you the extra 13 Armor Pen when you are dashing in. So this is pretty much going to combo together with the Duskblade to give you a lot of Armor Pen in lane and hopefully help you to snowball the game. And finally, for your spells, you want to go for Flash together with Exhaust. But with all that said, let's jump into the gameplay itself. Okay, so now we're hopping into the gameplay itself. So now, the first thing that we're going to be discussing is going to be what kind of support Lucian likes. Well, personally for me, I actually like to play Lucian with engaged supports because I think that one of Lucian's best strengths is his strong early game. So I like to play with like a Leona, a Nautilus, and Alistar, things like that, so that we can engage in lane and start fights and then get kills. Now, if you do have to really play with an Enchanter, probably the best one is going to be Nami. He can proc Nami very easily. Nami has some catch potential with her ult as well as her bubble. But yeah, not a fan of Lucian with enchanters like Lulu, for example. I don't quite like that. But anyways, the next discussion point is going to be what is up with this build. So why are we going for Duskblade first item, and you know, why are we going for like the double attack speed items instead of going for more AD? Well, here, first up, we realize that Ezreal is alone. So we actually dash in, proc the PTA, which actually allows Nami to deal decent damage. We get another auto. Soraka finally reaches the lane. Now, Ezreal's trying to go on me, but I'm going to exhaust him. And then now he has to flash away, and yeah, he's popped both of his summoner spells already. Soraka used heal as well. Me and Nami only use exhaust and heal, so we both still have flash. Huge summoner advantage is the flash for me over Ezreal. So, yeah, so why are we going for Duskblade first item? Well, basically you can see it basically here, which is that Lucian's early game is incredibly strong. So long as you can get in range to hit people without being at too high of a risk, you're basically gonna outdamage most people. Now, of course, you probably don't win against Draven and Kalista, but aside from those two, even like someone like Caitlyn, for example, you can win against her as long as you don't get completely poked out by her, which is, of course, challenging. But my point is that in all in, Lucian wins against everyone except Draven and Kalista. So, as long as you're not against those two, you are gonna win early game if you play it properly. So, here, we go for Duskblade because pretty much the game plan with Lucian now is that now with IE in the dumps. So here, before we talk about that, we're going to go into Ezreal. As you can see, we basically kill him with half health remaining, and we even force Soraka to flash. Now, honestly, we could not kill Soraka here. She could just walk away, but she basically panicked and flashed away. So after the second time of interrupting myself on talking about why we're going for Duskblade, well, so as you guys can see here, he's incredibly strong early game. So the game plan with Duskblade is you want to get kills in lane, build your Duskblade, and start to snowball from there, and then from there you can basically take over the entire game, which is pretty much what you will see in this gameplay. However, in a situation where you die like twice in lane, you probably don't want to go Duskblade because you're not going to be snowballing at all. In fact, you are behind. Then you probably want to go for one of the other builds that I will cover in my future Lucian videos. But in an optimal scenario, you can see here we want to go in, and you can just look at that. We nearly killed Ezreal right there. He's like blinking health bar 1 HP, can't even see his health anymore. But yeah, so this is pretty much what you want to do. This is like peak Lucian gameplay. You're just dashing in on them on top of their head and just smacking them around. Here Yone is trying to come in on us. He's level 5, goes for the ulti. I'm going to dash across. He hits absolutely nobody with the ulti. He goes really low and he nearly dies as well. He's 1 HP blinking health bar as well. I'm flashing in, killing the Soraka. I can't believe he only killed 1 person there, but I really thought we could have killed like at least 2 people. But anyways, yeah, so here we grab the toolkit since it's just there, and we're gonna just quickly clear out this wave. We can get at least 1 plate. Someone has popped the fruit here in fear of like us going in on them, and we're gonna get the last one that they didn't take. And then we're just gonna focus on clearing up this minion wave, and then we can back reset and get some items. So yeah, you can see here we're 2-0-2 at the moment. By the way, the Lux did manage to snipe the Yone and Ezreal there. I forgot to mention that, but I was pretty impressed by that accuracy in the game. So that's why we're 2-0-2 at the moment, and we're building towards our Duskblade. So this is pretty much the ideal case for Lucian, where he gets kills and assists in lane in the first couple of minutes of the game, and then you can get your Duskblade, and then go into your full burst with your Charge Blade and your Magnetic Blaster, and then you only go for your Bloodthirster and Moral Reminder later on, and then you can just burst people down. And yeah, that's pretty much optimal situation for Lucian, is just to snowball the lane and snowball the game. Same as pretty much like a Draven or a Kalista. But of course, as we know, with Draven, Kalista, Lucian, and all these kind of early game champions who want to take over, this doesn't always happen. You have situations where you get camped by the jungle, you have situations where you just simply make a mistake and die 2v2, and you basically have situations where you don't follow the game plan, whether it is or isn't your fault. So, if that's the case, once again, don't buy Duskblade, go for one of the other builds, like the Stormrazor build or the Bloodthirster build. Don't go for the Duskblade. So anyways, here, Ezreal's getting baited by the loot kit. He basically ints himself. Soraka ult comes in, doesn't change a thing, Ezreal still dies, and that's how much damage we really do here, which is that we do so much damage that even with the Soraka heal, Summoner heal, and the Soraka like W and the Soraka ult, we still kill her. Of course, Nami does have anti-heal, which definitely contributes to that situation, but yeah, it's just kind of insane. So here we clear out the wave. We're going to rotate over to the dragon. Amumu looks like he wants to try to jump in and steal the dragon. He doesn't have smite though, so I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Of course, in the game itself, we didn't know that, but in the replay tool, you can see he doesn't have smite. He jumps in, doesn't have smite, just ults in. However, this looks like they are kind of winning the fight here. So here I'm just trying to kill anyone. I spot Ezreal. I try to dash onto him to kill him, but unfortunately he flashes away, so I'm going to flash away as well. Amumu actually follows me. I exhaust him because I realize I'm in trouble. I try to lifesteal off of him by attacking him, but unfortunately I end up dying. I was thinking like, what did I die to? Does he have red buff? Does he have Leandries? No. is the Searing Crown passive that I died to, but Lux helps me get revenge by killing the Amumu. But that was pretty sad. I was like, wait a minute, how did I die there? And it turns out to be the Searing Crown passive. Ironically, if I actually got shielded by Lux, I actually think I survived there. So maybe it was my mistake for just running away instead of just running toward the Lux shield. But yeah, so here, either which way, we're 3, 1, and 4. Excuse me. Duskblade completed. So now Ezreal is more than 1k gold behind us, and he is not in good shape at the moment. As we know, we can definitely one-shot him even when we don't have Duskblade, even with Soraka by his side. So if he happens to be alone, or if even with Soraka there, we can easily just kill him. Now, Amumu gets the Gorilla Turret, but you can see Ezreal took the Hex Gate, and this is one of the issues with Hex Gate kind of giving vision, which is that now I know Ezreal has gone up to top. I can see all 5 of them on the map in the top to mid lane area, which means that I can just get this tower for free. No one is going to stop me. Both Hex Gates are down, so they cannot Hex Gate down to stop me. They have to manually walk all the way here to stop me, and I know that by this point, I'm going to have to secure the tower like this. So I get the first tower before the Gorilla Turret is able to get it. And of course, as we know, if this was the old Rift Herald, they would have gotten it first because of the burst. But because it's now the Gorilla Turret with the DPS, I'm actually able to kill the tower more quickly, and I'm able to secure the first tower of the game for my team. So here now we're rotating to mid, just quickly clearing out the mid wave. Now Amumu is in our jungle causing some shenanigans. Tryndamere is trying to 1v1 him. I'm trying to chase him. I'm trying to go this way to cut him off, but I guess he must have left the ward because he starts pathing in very weird ways. And I'm just struggling to catch up to the fight. Nami hits a nice bubble. Yone has joined the fight. I'm able to kill Amumu. I'm trying to cull Yone down, but as I pop the culling, he flashes away, and I'm not able to finish off the. I can't say finish off the kill because he's pretty much like 230 HP. However, Nami camps in the bush, is able to hit the bubble on him, hits the wave. I'm able to dash in and one-shot him. Now, Ezreal, we can see him in right at the top corner of our screen. I don't know what he's doing walking so close to us. He just walked all the way up, and we basically nearly one-shot him. This time, Soraka's actually able to save him with the help of the locket, at least for a while, but and the silence. But Tryndamere is able to go in and finish the job. So he still dies regardless, and I'm going to now just back and pick up my Charge Blade and start now building towards the Magnetic Blaster. I have to say that it feels really weird to build Lucian with 2 attack speed items. Yeah, even the old one where it was IE into the double attack speed, and that actually felt a little bit weird to me, but it felt pretty good with all that insane crit. But now Duskblade into double crit item that doesn't have any AD is pretty weird. So now Jax here, 5-0. I want to kill him, I want to get the shutdown, so I dash on top of his head. He goes in for the stun on me. It actually turns out to be a really close fight. I flashed away just to prevent him from getting that last auto, which definitely would have killed me. And I'm able to actually successfully shut him down, but nearly die myself. So yeah, maybe that was not the best fight to take. I mean, outcome based, it did go well, but I don't know if that was a really good play. But anyways, I get it shut down. I'm at 9k gold, 2k gold higher than almost everyone else in the game except Jax, who I'm only like 1k gold higher than. But here you can see we're trying to make our way to bot lane. Ezreal and Soraka sees me, and they're running for the hills as they should. Amumu has Hex Gate down, so we know that probably he's going to be somewhere in the area. We can see Yone from Lux's ult vision, and we can also see Jax at top. Now here we try to dash in on Soraka, try to do the damage. Nami hits the bubble on her and secures the kill. I get a pretty nice culling to hit both Soraka as well as Ezreal here. Amumu is trying to engage onto us, but it's not very successful. Jax is just split pushing at top. Looks like he's gonna take the Hex Gate. He does take the Hex Gate, triggers it, and he's now flying over here. So I'm going to actually ward this bush because this is the most likely place he's gonna walk through. We do spot him coming here, and I'm gonna just make sure I don't get stunned by him. I walk away. He basically jumps in 1v4, gets chain CC'd by everybody, and I kill him, but he does get the dragon for his team in the sense that he distracted all of us so his team could secure the dragon. Now I want to go onto the Yone. Yone probably doesn't expect me to chase him. I mean, how many ADCs are going to chase a Yone? And Soraka tries to help him, but unfortunately he dies before Soraka reaches, which basically just means that Soraka donates another free kill to the Maker-Fed Lucian Foundation. And yeah. I mean, the Yone is 0-4, and I'm like 9-1. I obviously can kill him pretty easily, but I'm pretty sure that Yone did not expect me to be jumping the wall and chasing him instead of him chasing me, which is obviously Yone is normally the one chasing the ADC to kill him, not the other way around. So, yeah, overall, 3 kills in the grand scheme of things there for myself. Pretty solid. And yeah, I'm incredibly fed, snowballing the game as I want, of course want. So here I'm waiting to see if Ezreal overextends with that minion wave. So I'm just waiting here, or if anyone else shows up for that matter. Ezreal actually walks back, so I'm not gonna bother to wait in that bush anymore. I'm just gonna quickly clear out the minion wave. And here we spot like a potential fight happening in the top lane. I was thinking of rotating there, but then the fight kind of doesn't really happen because they end up walking away. So since we can still see 3 people in the top lane and Jax in the bot lane, I'm actually just going to go focus the mid lane tower and grab this mid lane. Now I'm not sticking around to take the wave because I would expect that most people will be rotating to me by now. So here, I was initially going to make a play on the Jax, but Amumu actually hex gates over. I'm dashed away to prevent myself from getting ulted by him. And I'm trying to call him down, but the blue buff actually blocks majority of it. Now he stuns me, is able to get out the ulti onto the 2 of us. I'm not just trying to focus the Ezreal, who's the squishy target, which I get the kill on him. Now Amumu is chasing me, I'm running straight towards the Jax. Now I'm trying to escape Amumu, he doesn't hit the bandage toss, he smites me for the slow, and he starts crying on me. I'm trying to dash onto the Jax to finish the kill. He dodges my Q, which is pretty crucial. I try to flash on him, but his W comes back up. And he eventually does manage to kill me. But thankfully, Yone actually gets the shutdown. And Yone is the one that's kind of useless. Even with that shutdown, he is only just on par in terms of goal with like people on his team like the Ezreal and close to like the Amumu. So thankfully, Jax did not get the shutdown there. It was in fact the Yone who got the shutdown. So now here, I'm actually building Maul Reminder first before BT. Now you might be asking why. Well, basically, I have a problem. And the problem is not Jax, but Amumu. So Amumu is getting really tanky at this point. He has armor boots, he has the Searing Crown, he has the Thornmail, and I'm having trouble killing him. And I need the armor penetration in order to actually kill him. Because without it, I'm going to have a lot of trouble killing him. And furthermore, the anti-heal is really useful for Jax as well, who of course has 2 healing items at the moment. So that's kind of my general idea of why I'm going for that first. Instead of the BT, which obviously is a generally insane item on ADCs. But yeah, so here, nothing too much is happening. Looks like Amumu is getting into a fight with Tryndamere. Now, here I'm actually rotating because I know that Tryndamere can survive for quite some time because of his ult, but my team is not following, so I'm being a little bit cautious here. I'm kind of stuck. I kind of stuck myself in the pit. Soraka goes out of position. I'm just going to burst her down. Getting rid of her is really huge already. Yone is basically tanking all my damage plus the culling, and Ezreal goes down as well. So insane fight for us. Only Jax and Amumu are left alive. Amumu is still chasing Tryndamere. So this is where I'm like, okay, Amumu's like a free kill because he's like, stuck here, nowhere to go. And here is where I realized that, oh no, without the Maul Reminder, I can't kill him. Like, just look at this. I'm killing myself as I'm attacking him because of the Thornmail, and here he just kills me. So I'm like, oh my goodness, that is embarrassing. So I really need the armor penetration at this point, because if not, Amumu is going to be someone that's impossible to kill. Now, I figured that out. And if Amumu has figured it out as well, it's going to be an even bigger problem, because Amumu now knows he can just jump on me and I can't do anything about it. And as the most fit member in the entire game, actually, technically Jax has more gold than me now, but as, the most fit member of my team, Amumu can just jump on me, use everything on me, and I can't kill him. So that is an issue. So that's why I really need the Maul Reminder first instead of the BT, just to kill Amumu, basically. And of course, Jax is probably the biggest problem on the enemy team. He now has a Frozen Heart, so again, more value for my Maul Reminder. I managed to get the armor penetration component already, which is going to definitely help a little bit. Tryndamere is kind of stuck in the pit, trying to contest the dragon, which is honestly doesn't really matter because each team already has one dragon. Now Yone hops behind, so I'm just going to kill him. The Tryndamere takes the plant, so I couldn't take the plant. I have to dash over the wall. I try to flash on Ezreal. Ezreal flashes at the same time as me, and he's going to be able to actually escape. I can't reach him, so I'm just going to clear the minion wave instead. Now Jax is trying to get the inhib as well as trying to kill the Lux. Lux is probably going to die to him because Jax is so fed. Jax does indeed get the kill onto the Lux, and now we're trying to chase him. Tryndamere is trying to catch up, so am I. I get the W onto him. Tryndamere kills him with the smite, and Jax goes down. So there are some pings coming up for Baron, but I don't really think that's a good idea. Tryndamere runs face first into the enemy team, doesn't actually have ult this time, so he's just going to die instantly. Now I'm in trouble. I QSS because I thought Amumu was going to hit me with the bandage, but turns out he did not. So yeah, could be a little bit of a waste of QSS there, but of course using it preemptively is always going to be a good thing. And here I'm going to finally complete my Molar Reminder. So now, with the Molar Reminder in hand, I'm going to be able to deal with the Amumu, but they just got Baron Nashor. So here I'm going to basically use Nami as bait. So here I'm just going to stand behind. The Yone tries to go in on Nami, realizes that I'm there, and instantly goes back to his, I don't know what that's called, the soul. But of course I'm in a position where I can reach him whether he goes back or not. So basically I one-shot him, which is going to make the push with the T-Hex a lot harder for the enemy team because I'm missing a member, whereas we have all of our members. Relatively good ult by Ezreal to clip all of us. Now for some reason, the Lux just goes back in and tanks the T-Hex ulti for no reason. Now the T-Hex ulti does a lot of damage, but it's just impossible to hit unless of course the Lux does something like that. So here I'm just getting some free damage onto the TX because no one is actually helping the TX. I'm just literally free firing on him and no one is really helping. Of course Soraka can't actually heal the TX or anything like that. Amumu tries to go in here. I'm just trying to focus someone down. I'm unloading the culling. I'm trying to hit someone who's not Amumu. And TX goes down, which basically means Jax is now unleashed from the TX, and that's going to be a little bit of trouble for us. Amumu tries to dash onto me. I go unstoppable again. I'm getting run down by Amumu, and I'm going to have to use the W movement speed to try to dash away. The shield from Lux definitely helps because we don't want a situation where I die to Amumu's burn again. I give her the thumbs up for that shield. And I'm going to grab the Vamp Scepter. Now, Lux hits an incredible binding onto Soraka. I kind of lagged there in terms of my thinking, and I took 1 second to react and dash on top of Soraka's hit. But eventually I do so, and I just one-shot the Soraka, who again is a very major tool for the enemy team. One-shotting the Soraka at like the start of a fight or before a fight is just an insane crux to the enemy team. Now Yone dies as well. Amumu gets tagged. Now with my Molar Reminder, I can actually kill him, which I do. Ezreal is now in trouble. So Jax is now trying to end the game. Now here I was intending to recall, but I realized that actually I do complete the recall. That was a different game that I realized something else. So let's pretend I didn't say that. Now the ironic thing is that as I recall, Jax is now at the position where I recalled from, and now my team is trying to deal with him. So here I dash, trying to deal damage to him. He has, I believe that's a Twin Guard. Yep, he is now running away. So Elder is up, and I believe that 3 people on my team should be able to handle 1 Jax. So I'm going to go ahead and start up the Elder. My team does finish the kill onto Jax, and I'm now going to just keep on continuing to DPS the Elder. Yeah. Again, this is a little bit of a lower AD build, so despite the fact I can burst people down really quickly, I don't really burst the dragon down that quickly, so a little bit of a slower dragon than I'm used to, but we are going to back here. I'm still trying to get enough gold for the Bloodthirster. Huge wave in the bottom lane. I'm pretty close to Bloodthirster, I believe, so I think with this wave I probably can get Bloodthirster. Let's see if I do that. I'm just trying to one-shot that wave. Yep, I do believe, yep, I do have enough for Bloodthirster here, so I'm finally going to go back for the Bloodthirster, and I'm now at full build. So now, if you really wanted to at this point, you could technically sell your Duskblade and get something like a GA or a Maw if you really need it. Because Duskblade, lethality falls off in the late game. Simply because, of course, people have a lot more armor, so lethality is a lot less relevant. So, selling your Duskblade for a defensive item could be a really good play here, but of course this means you will do a little bit less damage, especially to the squishy targets. So anyways, here we spot Jax on the opposite side of the map, so we're going to actually quickly try to focus down the Baron. Here we do of course have Elder, so if anyone tries to contest, they're gonna, you know, have to deal with the Elder buff. So here I'm dashing onto Soraka, just quickly killing her. Ezreal is now has to run because he can't really handle us now. We're just all gonna run down mid. Volibear is trying to deal with the Jax. I'm gonna dash on top of Yone. You can see I basically 3-shot him, which I of course knew, which is why I dashed on him in the first place. Ezreal is now cutting the wave, which is a problem. So here, I'm trying to end the game, but Amumu is able to clear the wave, and Ezreal is able to cut the wave. And here I'm gonna call down the Amumu. Amumu dies, but we don't have a wave to end with, and that's a little bit of a problem because of Ezreal's relatively good play. Now, Volibear is now coming to deal with Ezreal, so now we have our next wave coming in. But I think that Ezreal has kind of delayed enough time, bought enough time that is now pretty challenging because Tryndamere and Nami give up on ending the game, and they instead back to pick up the T-Hex, which Nami picks up. And now me and Lux are going to have to deal with this Jax. However, I'm able to exhaust him, and he's definitely going to die. Soraka, I'm not sure what you're doing there, but I'm just going to go ahead and kill you. Elder runs out, so a little bit more autos needed than expected. But yeah, Yone now is the next person to try to come up with some shenanigans. Yeah, I'm gonna just call down the Ezreal and the Yone, clipping the Ezreal at the tip for the kill, and yeah, Yone dies as well, and we are able to end the game and get the kills as well. So you can see how you can snowball with the Duskblade build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual, and goodbye.